Let's tighten up for real this week. I'm back again. It's your boy, the One Piece Shark, back here again with my guys. Dom Jackson returns again, and with our other guy, Mr. Darius Haywood. How y'all guys doing?
Hey man, feeling great, feeling good, bro.
Man, real good, real good.
Good, man. Former flag football teammates, championship teammates, man. I add.
You got the shirt.
Wearing the shirt, man. Need to find them. But remember, follow me on Twitter at the One Piece Shark. Subscribe on YouTube. Live episodes every Tuesday night on YouTube and Twitter. You also can listen on any podcast platform: Spotify, Google Podcasts, Spreaker, iTunes, iHeart, you name it. But hey, it's time to get to the Titans section. But first up, man, Darius, since you are new to the show, how did you become a Titans fan?
You said, how did I become a Titans fan?
Yep.
Man, I became a Titans fan back when, Eddie George, Steve McNair, Bishop. I don't even know the year, but I know they were in Tennessee by that time. Yeah, because my dad, he's a fair weather fan. He was rooting for the Titans, so I picked up rooting for the Titans and stuck with it.
So what's up? That's around the same time. Like I said, most people are worry about 99, the Super Bowl year, like right before it, around that same era. So
Yep.
All long-term Titans fans, as y'all can see on the show. But about y'all on the show to talk Titans. First up, ownership remains. I named the show Ownership Stake because we have Derrick Henry apparently has ownership stake in the Jacksonville Jaguars. 215 yards Sunday. I mean, beat Jaguars again. I think this is like what the fifth or 6 out of 8, 7 out of 8 times, last 8 times we played them.
Yeah, I think it's 7 out of 8.
Yeah, I mean, I know last year they beat us, but I think 2 years prior to that we swept them both years and swept them again this year. So it was definitely 7 out of 8.
Yeah, crazy story. That one time they beat us, me and Dom was actually in Jacksonville, man.
It was a cold, rainy night for real.
Cold, rainy night, bro.
Y'all need to go a little more. Y'all need to go any more Titans Jazz games, which y'all telling me.
No, not in Jacksonville.
Hey, but the turn up was real before the game. Like Jacksonville, they have the nicest fan base I ever seen to house style competition.
Wow.
Oh yeah, they treat us with great love, man.
That's what's up. Well, apparently we won that Jacksonville on Sunday. So Derrick Henry now has the most career games with 200 yards rushing and 2 TDs. He has 4 throughout his career. Daniel Thompson, Barry Sanders, and Jim Brown all have 3 apiece. So he keep breaking records against the Jags. What are y'all thoughts from the game? 31-10.
Man, it started off. I was thinking like, it's about to be one of those Titan games, but
Right.
but hey, they turned it up and kept their feet on the pedal, man. Because it was a game that I thought I was gonna have to, be worried about throughout. But by halftime, I already knew it was over.
Yeah, I think at halftime, Derrick Henry had like 120 yards, and we had went and scored 10 points in like the last minute and a half, 2 minutes.
Yep.
I was like, okay, we might be on to something because they can't stop offense. Then at least it's gonna be a high scoring game.
Yeah, and to piggyback off of that, yeah, I could see the offense was gonna bring it, but what shocked me was our defense actually showing up.
Yep, that shocked me.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm glad they did because normally Darius be rooting for other team quarterbacks. So I thought he was gonna be a Mike Glennon fan by the end of the first half. Till defense showed up, man.
Mm-hmm.
Hey man, I warned about Baker Mayfield. It ain't my fault you didn't believe me.
Baked trash.
True. We can't say that no more.
Right. You right. He cooked us.
He did well last night too. He just gotta do
it. Hey, that his defense didn't help him.
Right. He put up 42.
Right.
That first half was sloppy, man.
Yeah. That's the Titans, man. We just come out flat. We came out. I mean, I think the AJ Brown catch kind of set everything up after that.
Ooh, man, that was special. That was
Yeah.
Saw the comparisons with him and T.O. on Twitter. Both of them kind of been saying AJ Brown responded, said AJ Brown was AJ Brown. T.O. responded, said T.O. is T.O. But, I love your game. Love what you do out there. So mutual respect between the two. He do kind of remind me of T.O. with not just his catching, but his drops as well. Because T.O. used to drop a few. AJ Brown did the same thing.
facts.
Yeah.
They both will make big plays, but they both will lead the ball on the field.
Right.
Yeah. And I think last time I was on here, we talked about that too. Like his issue is still like if somebody blow in his ear, he gonna drop the ball. Like, I mean, he'll catch a quick slant and take it 80, but if somebody tap him on his shoulder, he gonna drop it right there before the first down. Like,
right. Like it's to the point. I think Corey Davis has to be on the hand too. I don't think Corey Davis, if he drop pass, it's all concentration issue on his part. But,
well, I mean, in AJ Brown defense, I think it's concentration issue as well because he's kind of setting his game to be the yak monster. So I think he's already thinking about the tackles he about to break and everything before he even pull the ball in.
You ain't lying. But who needs wide receivers when you got Derrick Henry running for like what 2,000, 4,000 yards in one game against Jacksonville, right?
That's what makes it better. Like you got wide receivers, so if you want to put everybody in the box, go ahead.
Right.
Yeah, AJ Brown, Corey Davis right on the outside. Want to put somebody on too? We got John Smith in the middle. What's up?
Yeah, Ryan definitely proven that he deserved that contract. Even after just that 1 year being on the scene, I'm liking how he's still showing up.
Yeah, he's having a great season. Like we have a chance to have a 4,000 yard passer, 2,000 yard receivers, and 2,000 yard rusher.
Man,
first time in history.
Now we just need that defense to keep it together.
Why can't we just have both do well at the same time?
Right.
Like we always have a defense and offense be. Now we actually got an offense, the best offense we ever had, and defense is like the worst we ever had.
Right.
I mean, I don't know, man. Like we haven't been a team that been able to put two together since I want to say 2008, and it's sad because we've wasted a lot of time on trying to get having a great defense, but not having a good offense, and now it's like flip flopped, and we like okay, come on, y'all. Like y'all got to start clicking eventually because it's playoff time now, really.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think that goes, to J-Rob too. He's seen the evolution of the game, because everybody used to say defense win games, offense sell tickets, but now it's more of an offensive league. So he definitely got the right pieces.
Yep, most definitely. But speaking of the defense, going to Titans roster news. Well, we all saw Dory Jackson was practicing last week. But once again, he didn't play on game day, so keep holding out hope. I'm not one of the people take stuff down for the year. I mean, if he come back at the perfect time, I asked last week Chris, my guy Chris Dillon, I asked him, could Dory be? Of course, he's not. Do y'all remember Bob Sanders from the Colts?
Yeah. Didn't like him playing against him, but that boy can play.
Yeah.
Y'all remember that year they won the Super Bowl finally in 2006 when he had missed pretty much almost the whole season and he came back in time for the playoffs and their defense all of a sudden got better. So I asked Chris last week, could Dory, of course he's not Bob Sanders. I mean, Bob Sanders was like all pro, but could he have a similar type of impact for our defense in that same regard for the playoffs?
Yeah, I actually like that comparison just because right now we have Malcolm Butler, who I feel like is playing top 5 corner. Like he's literally whoever he's sticking, he's shutting that dude down, or at least allowing him to make the most minimal plays, like not hurting us by any means. And if we can get a Dory playing anywhere close to what he did last year, our two outside corners are, shutting it down. We just got to worry about everybody in the middle.
Right.
Yeah, and I think a Dory coming back is gonna allow Kevin Byard to come up from being MIA, because I don't know if he's trying to do too much out there because he knows the corners are slacking, but I'm still waiting on this man to show up. So hopefully it's a domino effect. Adoree coming back, then Desmond King. He's been pretty good as the nickel back, and like Dom said, Malcolm Butler, especially this last game, been out of stuff. I don't know why the Jags wanted to continue to target him, but kudos to them. But yeah, I believe that's that missing piece, kind of like Kansas City last year too, when Chris Jones finally got healthy.
Yep.
And then their defense was a whole nother story.
Different. Yep. Wow. Yep. Great. That's a great comparison.
Did y'all?
Because at this point, I don't think we should even be hoping for a pass rush defense at this point.
What's the pass rush?
Right.
What you were saying, dog?
I was about to say, did y'all see Malcolm Butler when he stopped DJ Chalk in the end zone and he dapped dude up?
Yeah.
And then just walked off and he was like, Like, I'm like, yo, that's so disrespectful. That dude, he like 6 inches taller than you, bro, and you just dapped him up in the end zone. Like, that's the energy that everybody needs to have on that defense. Man. Like, yo, I'm going to shut you down and I'm going to celebrate with you in the end zone for you dropping your pass. Good job,
right.
buddy. Good job.
See, I got Nick commented saying, man, respect to Malcolm Butler because I was getting him early in the season, as I was as well. But, I mean, that was like the first 3 games. Since then, he's been killing it. My frustration when early in the season was what you just said. He was doing that stuff, but he wasn't locking nobody down, doing that same type of shenanigans. It's okay to do that when you lock people down like you was Sunday. Early in the season, he wasn't and still doing this stuff. So, I love the swagger. Love the confidence. Also, Christian Fulton. If everybody forgot about him, our rookie cornerback from 2nd round pick. He is off IR, so he might be returning as well. So we might have our top 4 cornerbacks in time for the playoffs. It's looking like, hopefully.
Yeah, but with him being a rookie, even though he played some significant minutes before injuries in and out, I don't think we really can trust that he would do too much, which is why I like that we traded for Desmond King, so that would help mitigate that.
Great.
And if he can somehow, like, because you never know how these guys take their mental reps seriously while they're injured. So if he can at least be prepared mentally for the game, I think his athleticism will help him stay a part of it, because we're going to go against teams who are going to try to throw against us quickly. And he's a guy who in college was good at press coverage, good at man coverage. He has speed. So if we can get up on them the same way we did the Jaguars wide receivers, which, of course, Jaguars wide receiver. So we ain't saying too much. But if all 4 of our corners can actually start to press up a little bit on these guys, I think we can run with almost anybody. Not saying the Chiefs just yet, but almost anybody.
Yeah, ain't nobody running Chiefs. But I have seen some teams lately. Who would they just play this past week? The Dolphins.
The Dolphins.
So you see, and Dolphins got good corners, by the way. But
yes,
I saw them. I think the Broncos, they had like whoever their free safety was, bro, was like 25, 30 yards back. They won't play no games. Like Tyreek Hill wasn't about to get one of those 90-yard touchdowns on them. So, I mean.
Yeah, Tyreek settled for 30-yard touchdowns, but
Right.
Settled. That's the funny part. He settled.
Yeah.
Well, what helped the Dolphins in those 3 picks? One, Xavier Howard is a very good cornerback. But defensive line, which we won't have help with in that case, so we have to try other ways. Honestly, we got to outscore them. I mean, that's just to be the case this year. So move forward. NFL we can review. So I use this time to, especially now with the playoffs coming around the corner, I use this time to kind of look at the landscape. AFC. 3 games left in the season right now, as I'm about to pull up the playoff standings or the playoff picture. So as y'all see on the screen, AFC Chiefs are now the number 1 seed thanks to the Steelers losing 2 games in a row. And they fell down to number 2. Buffalo Bills at number 3, and us at number 4. And the playoffs were to start today. We played the Cleveland Browns in a revenge game. The Bills play the Colts and the Steelers will play the Dolphins.
Hmm.
So to go over some of the games this past week, most of those teams played against each other. So luckily, we had 4 games in a row against tough opponents. We finally had a break against a less than stellar opponent, but everybody else didn't.
Right.
Like I just said, Kansas City played Miami. Miami's still in the playoffs, S&M. So that was a good game. Blowout, back to a good game. Then you also had the Colts and the Raiders. So the Raiders are officially slow because they couldn't do. They should have lost to the Jets for one, but
Yeah.
Colts took care of them. And who else? Our Steelers played the Bills, and Buffalo kind of took care. Really handled them pretty well in the game. And as we were just talking about earlier with the Browns and the Ravens, who are tied with the Dolphins actually at this moment with the same record, 8-5. So coming up, we're still tied with the Colts. We have a tiebreaker, but we got to keep winning basically. So
yeah,
games coming up, the other teams. How y'all feel about the current standings and what do y'all see coming forward?
I think Kansas City and Pittsburgh, righted the wrong of earlier in the year because Pittsburgh's I felt like they were catching teams on some bad breaks and everything, but now karma's catching up with them. Now they're the injured team getting manhandled. Yeah, because there's no way Pittsburgh should have been the number 1 team in the AFC. Kansas City, okay.
Yeah. Me, I'm stuck on the bottom 3. I think the Colts will stick around. Their record's not too difficult. They'll probably lose another game, which would be great for us if it's against the Jags or Texans. But I'm a little weary about the Dolphins and the Browns because the Browns, they still have to go up against Steelers again. And the Dolphins, man, you just never know what team is going to show up just yet because now they're having injuries and Tua's been playing great, but now it's going to get in the thick of things these past 3 weeks and we're going to see who he really is and the lights are going to be on him and we can't discount the Ravens because that last game that was them beating adversity with a drum. Because everybody just got back. Lamar, nobody realized that him going to get that IV was a testament to how kind of out of shape he was for not being able to practice for 10 weeks or 10 days.
Do you really think it was IV?
Man, it don't take that long to get an IV. That man was back there taking a. You all know. I don't gotta see it.
Hey man, I saw the walk. I saw the walk. I understand what that walk looked like, but I'm gonna take him at his word because when he came back, he had a little band on his arm and everything for what looked like could have been an IV. The boy came back like Rudy and won a game. So I feel like he, that's him showing his team it's time to go. Let's get in the playoffs and let's wreck some stuff.
Yeah, but the Ravens still got to work their way back in there. But from the bottom teams, I guess I really can't call the Colts bottom team since they record tie with us. But I feel like they are the most dangerous because Phillip Rivers and T.Y. Hilton getting that connection together, that defense, they actually have a defense. So, hey, I feel like the Colts are going to be the Titans of last year. Nobody want to play them.
Yep, I agree. It's the Colts, man. They always there. Frank, we mentioned about Frank Wright, man. He's a very, very good coach.
Yeah.
One of the tops in the league, if you ask me. But I think in AFC, as great as the Chiefs are, I did make a tweet last week. I did say, so y'all remember the Golden State Warriors, though. The 5-year run they had after they got KD. And he just hey, we all get inside all these teams, but in the end, Golden State's going to win. I tweeted that about the Chiefs, basically. I was like, are we just over here just hey, cool, this team, that, this team, this, just to see the Chiefs win again?
I think so. Yeah, because just to stick with that Golden State reference, I think it's the regular season. You can see where they get bored, but when it's time to turn it on, they do. And They one loss came against the Oakland Raiders, and that's because the Oakland Raiders offense played out of their mind, which they haven't done again yet.
That's out against them again. Division opponents. What's up, Don?
I'm gonna say this. It's gonna be unpopular, but they're really giving me a Peyton Manning type of vibe when he was rolling, and that was the main thing. Everybody would be like, "Yo, how do we stop the Colts? How do we stop the Colts?" Peyton Manning is getting MVPs left and right. He's not just throwing it short; he's throwing it like deep. Man had Reggie Wayne and
Marvin Harrison.
Dwight Clark, who literally he just had all the weapons. Dallas Clark, dang. He just was. He seemed unstoppable until you get to the playoffs. You play a team like the Patriots, who necessarily didn't have all the best weapons. Tom Brady wasn't Tom Brady, the GOAT now. They just kept that dude off the field. And I feel like if your defense could just somehow slow them down and you keep them off the field and your offense, which we do have,
got to score.
It can score, not field goals, but legitimate touchdown.
Yeah.
And just pace them for the rest of the game. That's how you beat them. That's how the Raiders beat them. The Dolphins kind of did it, but the defense couldn't necessarily keep up with that type of output of points. Because they don't get there. You can't really just stop them from scoring. You just got to pace them.
Right. I was saying that at the Dolphins game. I was like, you can't pick them off 3 times. You got to keep scoring. Ain't no what you picked them off. You picked them off 3 times. You can't be down 30-10 in the game. You pick Pat Mahomes off 3 times.
Right.
Yeah, but that goes to dumb, great analogy, but comparing these Kansas City Chiefs to the Colts is disrespectful because one, the Kansas City defense is opportunist. They're gonna take the ball away and they're gonna give it back to Patrick Mahomes. And Patrick Mahomes, just the way he performed last year in the playoffs, you can keep him off the field, but how much time do he need?
That's true. But, I'm not going to be the guy be like, oh no, that's true. But if you think about it, the Titans, we've only given up 6 turnovers the entire year.
Mm-hmm.
What opportunity? Now, granted, I'm saying that probably should knock on wood or whatever, because last week we had a fumble. 2 weeks ago we had 4 fumbles. Ryan Tannehill will throw you one, just about one, but those turnovers won't decide a game. We've proven in multiple games now that turnovers necessarily won't tell the whole story. We got to be able to offensively stick to our identity. Arthur Smith can't be getting too cute.
Right. He's auditioning for a new coaching job.
Yeah, I was about to say they're trying to get a new coaching job or nothing. He should stick to the bread and butter, which is exactly what we did the entire game against the Jags. I don't know if y'all noticed or not, but there was a specific level of aggressiveness that we went at the Jags. We really wanted to beat them. I mean, going for a 4th down early and all, everything we did in that game was just like big brother showing little brother, I know you trying real hard, but you ain't winning this game, son. We're going to beat you. No matter what you do, we the big brother.
Right. Coach Bourne came in. He said, getting Fulton and Dory back will have a positive impact on the non-existent pass rush. Yep. I definitely agree with that, especially with Desmond King in the slot.
Yeah. Well, I wouldn't say our pass rush is non-existent. They just don't get there. They don't close the deal. They're that guy macking in the club, buying everybody drinks, but at the end of the day, she leaving with somebody else. That's our pass rush defense.
That's right.
I know a guy like that. Oh, good.
Y'all come with the analogies today, man.
Yeah. We saw it. We see it every week, especially Landry, who won't get any type of the respect that he deserves. But it's something where they get there, man. They're disruptive, as what they say about David Clowney. They're very disruptive.
Yeah.
But that won't ever show up on the stat sheet.
No. But I mean, We was like that last year against Pat. When Pat Mahomes and chilling in the pocket last year, I take that back. And one to almost getting there.
Man, electric slide for a 40-yard touchdown.
Man, Patrick Mahomes, the only quarterback I know in the league doing 10-step dropbacks though.
Man, and could throw off the back foot like 90 yards. But the thing about the ALC though, as great as Chiefs are, and it does seem like, hey, it's just their world and we're all living in it. The ALC, you can make the case that all the top 8 teams in the ALC are better than anybody in the NFC.
Yeah. The NFC is struggling, but I think that's more so due to injuries, though. By the time the playoffs come around and teams are healthy, then I think it will look more like it should.
Yeah,
we're gonna see against the Packers because I'm almost certain that game is gonna mean a lot to them, and how we play them is kind of gonna send both sides, both conferences, kind of like, okay, these guys are for real or these guys are for real. Because I mean, the Saints are gonna be there. Everybody want to see what Drew Brees is gonna have, but like Aaron Rodgers, he might be MVP. He having another one of those years, and you know, unless Derrick Henry gives everybody the 2,000 yards that we really want, my vote goes to Aaron Rodgers because, like, quietly, like that's the thing. He's doing it all quietly. Ain't nobody really just talking about Aaron Rodgers, but the boy's playing lights out.
Yeah, he on my fantasy team, so I know. I got 2 fantasy leagues. Pat Mahomes is in one, Aaron Rodgers is in the other. So I'm sitting pretty good. 2 MVP candidates over there. And also, that Packers game might be. So if Derrick Henry and Aaron Rodgers, it's like if Derrick Henry goes off in the game, we win. That might swing voters to say, let's give him MVP. Like that game might be for the MVP.
Hey, you saw what Cook did against him. Like, I feel like those 2 teams, the Titans and the Packers, are a perfect comparison because it's like offense reliable, but what defense going to show up?
That's it for that, man. That's the thing. So, Sharky, check this out. This weekend, me and this guy, fantasy football playoffs. A perfect segue. Fantasy football playoffs, right? Perfect. I got to beat this dude. And I got to beat him. This is the reason why I got to beat him. Because earlier this year, we talking about Josh Allen's biggest fan. There's Haywood. Josh Allen, biggest fan. We played the Bills, man.
He just said Baker Mayfield, biggest fan. Come on, man. Give me one person to stick with.
Hey, I literally said you're the guy who likes to go with the opposing team's quarterback. That's your thing this year. I don't understand why. You know,
against our defense.
You talk about on fantasy? That's smart. What you talking about? I was mad to have most of the quarterbacks or wide receivers or running backs.
It's smart until we all leaking feelings at Baker Mayfield basically doing his thing on our field, and we just like, man, that dude ain't even that cold. But yeah, like this weekend is going down because if this dude win, I'm not gonna be able to say another word. Like he's already beaten me once in fantasy this year, and I gotta beat this dude. I gotta beat it's Slick Hate Week. Like, you know, we're gonna call him Darius with 1 R for the rest of the week. How about that?
Hey man, you can't trust no Darius with 1 R. all the women out there listening, you can't trust the Darius with 1 R.
Okay, Darius with 1 R. Can't trust him at all. Can't trust him.
I got 2. My actual name is Darius, but let's talk about this Lion game, dumb.
You get the Lions, dog. You live in Michigan right now, so what you gotta say about the Lions, man? I know y'all get to all the games up there.
Man, I'm not gonna lie to you. I'll be sitting pretty up here because Lion fans, they're like battered people. They're so used to having a phenomenal quarterback who never wins games that no matter what happens in the game, they feel like they're going to lose. It's like, oh, man, we got to get rid of Stafford. Why would you get rid of the best player y'all probably will ever have next to, Megatron and Barry Sanders? Matthew Stafford's going to come number 3. But yet, they're like, oh, man, we got to get rid of Stafford. It's like, yo, like –
what are you talking to?
Yeah, like y'all don't understand how hard it is out here without having that type of quarterback. Like, okay, we beat them. What was it? 3 years ago? 4 years ago?
Yes, when we was in Detroit, I
Yeah.
was on crutches. They threatened to take my crutch and beat me with it, bro. Now, Detroit
Wow.
fans are hostile fans.
They didn't do that. They didn't do that at all. In fact, the funny thing is we were there in the stadium because we came back and won at the last 14 seconds.
Yeah.
Yes, and you could hear a pin drop. Their stadium is so loud, like it was nuts the entire game. Mariota did what Mariota does when he's healthy, and you could hear a pin drop at the end of the game, and it was almost as if the entire Lions' soul had been sucked out. Because if you think about it, they have not been the same since that game. I think they had a chance to go to the playoffs. Jim Cardwell was still their head coach. Like, they were rolling during that time, and ever since that game, they have not played well as a season since. And that's why I said, I've been sitting pretty because yes,
Johnson.
Like, they literally have not recovered from that one game. And every time somebody say something about the Titans, be like, yeah, but did y'all beat us? Will y'all beat us? How's that season going?
Bro, I've never been known to have calf muscles, but I had one good calf muscle of that game from jumping up and down on my one good leg.
Hilarious, man. So Detroit is 5-8. Matthew Stafford is questionable for this game, or he might not be playing. So Titans, please don't sleepwalk. I mean, that's all I got to ask of this team. This is our last home game of the season. Let's actually end our home record on a good note, although look like we played well at home.
Me and Gum gonna be in Nashville during this time.
Yep. Stare them in the eye. Be like, boy, you going down.
So we have a chance to clinch the playoff spot in this game. If the Browns had won last night, it would have been a little easier. We just would have needed to win, and we would have been clinched the playoff spot, no matter what happens with the division. But now, since the Browns decided to let Lamar Jackson come back from his situation and take him out, the Ravens, now this is not happening. We have to win. The Ravens have to lose to the Jags. Let's be real. Well, to my other podcast. That ain't happening. Or you can have the Dolphins lose to the Patriots and the Raiders lose to the Chargers. Those two could happen.
That's cool.
How likely it is? Yeah, it could happen though. It's more likely those two happening together, more likely to happen than the Ravens losing to the Jags.
Yeah.
But let's just take care of business. Like I said, we got the Lions. Then comes the bad man this week. But I mean, we just gotta just please, don't come out sleepwalking. It's not the Bengals, Browns. It's playoff mode now, man. Come on.
Yeah, see, that's the scary part, because you brought up the Bengals, because that's probably was the most confident I went into a game, like knowing that we're about to kill the Bengals. And pretty much it's the same. Well, the Lions should be a easier contest because they only have one good wide receiver now, which is Marvin Jones, which Michael Butler by itself can lock down. They still don't know what they're doing with running backs. If we let old Adrian Peterson run through us, then it's going to be another one of them days, which I don't see it because we stopped Robinson. Well, we contained Robinson. Second half, he kind of got it going. Yeah. So I mean, this should easily be a easy victory for the Titans if we do what we do. Let Derrick Henry run the ball, limit the turnovers. Do not give the Lions the ball an opportunity because, like you said, I don't even know who the quarterback may be since Matt Stafford is injured and not playing right now. So this should be an easy victory.
Say this: it should be an easy victory.
Right.
We should definitely win this game. The problem is like you said, sometimes we come out flat. And then we just don't recover, i.e. Baker Mayfield and Joe Burrow. My problem is this. What type of offense are we going to have in that first half? Because that's the main problem. Like, offense in the second half, whatever, right? We've been decent. But if we don't come
hold up. Not really, because
we have the run.
Look, our run defense look better because teams know that they can come in and throw on us. But if you look at the running backs yards per carry, then earlier, like last week was a pretty good game. But I mean, before then, like even like Baker Mayfield, their strength was they running offense, but they came out like, all right, Baker, the game's on your arm.
I give you this. We do pretty well, but we tend to give up a big run like last week, where that has the yard per carry. Where normally we'll contain the running back, because even the Colts game, we were stopping them. Then I think Hines just broke out for like a 50-yard game one time. It's just we know we do well, but we tend to give up a big one every once a game. That makes it.
And to give credence to our run defense, we're really a middle of the team, like middle of the rank.
Right.
Like, teams got good run after catch or run after carry against us, but we haven't really allowed too many 100-yard rushers. Teams really get us in running backs catching the ball in pass coverage, which, to be honest with you, David Long, he's slick. Might be if there's a reason why we don't sign
Brown.
Jayon
Brown. If there's a reason why we don't sign Jayon, it's because of David Long. Because since David Long has been playing, that problem about running backs catching out of the backfield has been non-existent, and that was the main reason why we beat the Colts. Because Jayon has speed, he closes extremely well, and he's a good tackler and out in open field. I just want us to come out and just basically do what we did against the Jags, whether it's Matthew Stafford, Chase Daniel, or Boo Boo the Fool out there playing quarterback. It shouldn't matter. We should definitely take over in the first half, and then that's the thing. That's exactly what I want to do. God, our biggest problem with run after catch is games like that. We don't really have running backs just doing us in all the time, but they will have those big gashing plays for like 20 or 30 in the game and end up with 80 yards. Like, okay, cool, you can have that, but you're not winning the game.
Yeah. I will say from a whole stats point of view, somehow our defense, even our rush defense, did get better once Brown got injured. Even though he's our most athletic linebacker, like you said, Long been holding it down.
Yeah, Jayon is a pass cover linebacker. Love him, but he's pass cover. Sean Evans supposed to be run cover. He got better. He probably had his best game.
Goal line.
I knew he was gonna say. I know.
Goal line. He'll stick at the goal line. Nowhere else.
He had a pretty good game against the Jags. He been pass coverage. I was shocked.
Hey man, I'm gonna stick up for Rashawn, man. Rashawn, he plays like 3 different positions. He's the only linebacker that we have who literally will play inside linebacker, nickel linebacker, and edge rusher. Mm-hmm. That's why, if you ever notice, he does not get the green dot, because they don't want him to have to worry about calling plays and getting guys lined up and stuff like that. They literally want him to play without thinking. And that's the hard part when you have to play 3 different positions. Sometimes the call doesn't come out correctly. Like we've noticed that our defense look out of sync sometimes. And he's a great instinctual player. It's just sometimes we just don't put him in the right positions. And the boy Cole, the boy made Blade, man.
I ain't gonna lie. If Jayon never got hurt, I would have really pushed for us putting Rashawn Evans as the pass rusher and keeping Jayon and David Long as the 2 middle linebackers.
Yeah.
Right now. But unfortunately.
But hey, speaking of defense, since we're on this subject, why do you all think our defense was night and day compared to the first game against the Colts, where we let Himes, who was their leading wide receiver coming into the game, run wild against us. In the second game, they actually decide, hey, maybe we should contain this guy.
It was easier when we jump out when our offense scored. Well, so our offense scored the first possession, the first game. Then after that, we kind of went spurts and the score really, it was, rare. We kept scoring, like we said, 14, 21, 20. We had 35 at halftime.
Yeah.
So it's like we're an offense team this year. So we need to get the ball first, basically. And we need to just keep scoring. And that helps our defense. Because even that game, the Colts came down, scored the first two possessions. It was tied at 14.
Yeah.
We kept scoring. They couldn't keep up with us. So it really came down to that. DeForest Buckner being out greatly helped.
Because Derrick Henry ran wild.
Right. But to all the Colts fans who were talking about he was hurt, yada yada, Taylor Warren outside. I ain't trying to that.
Right. I think that game came down to two positions. One, linebackers. Really, just to be completely honest with you, David Long Jr. Only linebacker that really mattered in that game because he was the one who was in charge of holding Nyheim Hines down, and he did that. Like, I know y'all remember, Nyheim Hines had a lot of cushion, got the ball at the line of scrimmage, and David Youngs gave him that real quick. Like, he ain't go nowhere. Like, he gonna get a man that sit down. And then also another thing, cornerbacks. That was like one of Beyond Borders' best games because they tried him multiple times in that game, and he was out here looking like Malcolm Butler. That was one of the games where Malcolm Butler was doing his thing, and aside from Kevin Byard, which we don't have to get into, I don't understand what's going on. I know he making a lot of money.
MIA.
He just had a newborn, man. I don't know.
That was the only sore spot on our entire defense, and I mean sore. Like, everybody else was very good, but Kevin Byard, like, bro, what were you doing in the end zone? Looking at it's just two routes. One of them is very covered. The other one is very not covered.
Talk about the Browns game.
Oh yeah. You talking about the Browns game?
That was. I mean, like, I'm telling you, he'll probably say that was his worst game because, like, that was just not good decisions made that entire game by him. But he's been playing like that because Eric Ebron in the Colts game caught one on him too. So
I'm gonna say this with Titans fans because like any fan base, you get so frustrated. You say some things like, "Oh, let's trade him. Let's get rid of him." Players have down years sometimes. I mean, I can't explain it, but I mean, some players just have down years. Hopefully, this is the case. I ain't about to say let's trade him in the offseason. I mean, let's give him one shot to get back to his normal self next year. Maybe it's the system. Maybe, like you said, these cornerbacks being out. I mean, he's feeling so much pressure to do everything, like you said, by Rashaan Evans. Kevin Byard is kind of the same. They use him. He comes up to the line. I don't think he blitzes much this year, but, I mean, he's in a lot of places. So, I mean, I'm just hoping it's just a little down year. Hopefully he gets it going towards his end when Dory comes back. But, hey.
Yeah, well, I think the team got caught in a trap of.
He did look him off on that play, by the way, Coach Bourne. Yeah, back he looked. He got him.
Yeah, yeah, but I think the team got caught up in the hype. Like, hey, we pay him all this money. Let's make him do more things instead of keeping him in his box of what he's good at. Like, he should be our free safety playmaker back there, but now pretty much him and Kenny Vaccaro, but now it's Hooper now because he's hurt, are pretty much interchangeable. So we're the team pretty much took him out of his comfort zone. And I don't know if it's because, like, hey, we paying you all this money, we need you to do more.
Yeah, I think that's the main thing because we actually don't understand the dynamic. Like, I don't think any fan or even a reporter understand the dynamic of not having a defensive coordinator. Shane Bowen, this is his first year at calling plays, and he's a position coach. Like, I'm sure there's different dynamics going on there that we're just not aware of. But I'm one of the guys who are going to give him a bypass this year, as long as he's not literally costing us games. Like, then you can't excuse that.
Yeah. Yeah, I think this year was pretty much a trial. Now they see what he's not good at. Like, keep him as a free safety, doing his playmaking thing. Like, coverage, one-on-one coverage, maybe not a strong suit.
Right. So I mean, defense coordinator and never get this thing settled next year. I know fans still talking about let's get defense coordinator. I mean, the season's almost over. Ain't no defense coordinator coming this year. Just wait till I see. Like, no one even asking for that. No.
Hey, Greg Williams just got fired.
Ooh.
That made an all-out blitz.
No. No.
Now, how much you want to bet he literally was like, okay, I'm going to get fired anyways. Hey, y'all, listen to me. Everybody, send the whole house. Let's go.
Send everybody.
Because, I mean, yeah, they could have won that game. But think about it this way. Would it have been beneficial for them to win or lose?
Right.
To lose.
Yeah. He stuck with the script.
Exactly.
That was a joke, Coach. That was a joke.
I mean, Wade Phillips out there. I like his systems.
Right, that's what about in off season. Ain't nobody coming this season.
Yeah. They won't have the time to put their system in place. Like, it would make no sense.
Now, what we do need to do, I know a certain wide receiver just got released from Minnesota. I want Kenny Stills personally, but if we bring back Tajay Sharp, I mean, Adam Humphries is back on IR. I wouldn't be opposed to that. That's another receiver.
Oh no, man. Cameron.
I'm just saying, I'm talking about for deal purposes. I mean,
okay.
Because AJ Brown, I mean, he's scaring me every other game with these having limp off once a game. So yeah, we need to bring somebody over here.
Yeah, you're right. And Sharp, I mean, I remember his hands being reliable.
Yeah.
His route with Chris.
Right. Jeff Fisher's free too. Yeah, Jeff Fisher ain't coming back.
Defensive coordinator. You heard it here first. Jeff Fisher going to Vandy.
Going to Vandy.
He still lives in Nashville, so I mean, it would make sense. But I don't know. I don't know nothing about SEC football like that. But yeah, like I feel like, in particular to this Lions game, let's just stick to what we're good at. Let's get Derrick Henry the ball, and I always mark it like this: if Derrick Henry has 15 touches in the first half, we're doing good. If he only got like 8 touches in the first half, we're going to need to, pick it up a little bit, unless, Ryan Tannehill is balling out, which he can do. But we, staying balanced, that's going to be important for us for the remainder of the season.
That's why we need the ball first, because the defense can't get off the field on third down. That's why he get only 8 touches. Yeah, 2 possessions in the first half. Right.
You're right.
I don't want Jeff Fisher's offense.
Man.
Jim Schwartz is a man.
Hey, he may come back. But I don't know. Then we got to switch our defense again, right?
That's next year. Oh, he was 4-3.
Yeah, he's a 4-3 guy.
Yeah. He's a 4-3 or wide 9 nickel. And the thing about that is, technically, we've been playing a lot of nickel and dime.
Yeah, we really don't play 3-4. Really,
I think that's because of the evolution of the game.
Yeah,
with that 3 wide receiver sets now,
and
there we go.
And we can't stop guys on third down. So on third down, we looking like better yet, no. Perfect example. Why are we the worst team at third and long? Not even just third downs in general, but we are the very worst team at third and long.
Because we had Senator Joseph, who, if the team needed to pick up 15 yards, then he playing 20 yards off, and he's gonna wait until you run into him. That's his tackle.
Man,
I prefer just get like a 36 and short. I bleed in us more. If it's like 30-17, I was like, man. Even that Bills game, like we lost that jump. We won that one 42-16, but the Bills won like 13-17 on third down, including like 3rd and 12, 3rd and 14. I was like,
I mean, that's when Johnny Joseph was still on the team. I don't think we really had that problem anymore.
We still have trouble on third down, just not as
significant. Like we were on a record-setting pace.
257 tight ends.
That was Jeff Fisher for you.
That was accurate. 257. Like I remember that number. I saw every last one.
Hey man, you gotta remember Jeff Fisher came up with what? Frank Wycheck and so
Boskate was good. He was decent for us.
Was good, yeah.
Yes.
Tried to make somebody Jared Cook. He didn't do nothing till he left.
Yeah, until Derek Mason and Drew Bennett, we ain't really had wide receivers.
Drew Bennett was straight.
Yeah.
Which
Billy Volek, a quarterback.
Oh man, that was our guy. Like we needed a guy to come in. He definitely always came in and performed when we needed him to.
Man, perfect backup. Mario should have had him in his backup, man. I ain't got it.
Oh, geez. We tried in so many different ways. Like, who would have known that Mariota was the main problem? And now we have an accurate, consistent quarterback, and we're just like, oh man.
What's crazy?
Oh, go ahead.
What's crazy? Mariota was accurate. He just, I think that for that funny bone injury he had, the elbow, I think that affected him in confidence, mind. He just lost it. He wasn't confident no more.
Yeah, because do y'all remember the Houston, Texas old quarterback Derek Carr? I think he suffered from that syndrome.
Okay.
Probably he just became scared to play football after that last injury.
Jay Locker.
Oh,
yeah, back-to-back quarterbacks, injury prone. Because Jay Locker was good when he played.
He wasn't accurate though.
He won, but he was. He made plays. It was like he just made plays. It was like,
he wasn't no Vince Young.
Oh God, no.
Jeff Fisher ruined Vince Young.
Exactly.
Vince Young ruined Vince Young. Young.
But no, Vince Young had to say. Put it this way, he did. Everything is two sides. Vince Young did play a part, but Jeff Fisher never wanted him, and he showed it. He never tried to make it work with Vince Young.
Yeah, because he wanted Matt Leinart, who didn't become anything either, other than a broadcaster.
He showed it as a broadcaster.
But like, I honestly just felt like Vince Young, as a mature man, wasn't really that mature.
He wasn't mature.
I get it.
Yeah, so you can't say as a mature man. He
no. I'm saying me as a mature man.
Gotcha.
He wasn't that mature because, like, if you think about it, let's put this in a bubble. Vince Young, the only problem that he ever faced in the NFL that he could not stop was adversity. He could run on anybody, throw on anybody. He could outsmart dudes, whatever. Like, there were plays that he made that quarterbacks never would make. But yet, that teeny little tiny adversity, he on the sideline pouting.
What? His coach who didn't want him?
or his little
big adversity.
It's like going to a job and your boss necessarily doesn't agree with you or like you or put you in the right positions. You still gonna do your job. Like, you still want that money.
But are you gonna be the best at your job with that boss?
I feel like if I'm great at something and you tell me I can't do something, I'm gonna prove you wrong. I'm gonna show you how good I am by overcoming any obstacle you put in my way. Because that's
you're gonna get fired for going against the boss. Okay. Great point, Don.
The real question is this. Did he get fired for overcoming adversity, or did he get fired for just not even trying?
Yeah, he definitely fell into it. Like, hey. Yeah. Pressure to bust pipes and make diamonds. It busted his pipes.
And it busted Jeff Fisher too.
Yeah, pipes. That was a double-edged sword. Tighten up.
Oh man, that was a good one, man. So on that note, we hit the show on that note, man. Remember, thank y'all guys for coming on. Remember, follow me on Twitter at the 1P Shark. Where can they follow you guys on?
Man, I'm on Twitter. What's my name? About These Rumors. I never been on Twitter, but on Instagram, D24 Haywood. You can find me there. I'm on there most of the time. Hey, Sharky. Hey, thanks for having me on, man. It's been a pleasure. It's been fun. Definitely gotta do this again sometime, man.
Right, most definitely.
Yeah, man. I'm on Instagram and Twitter as DomDiddy90. DOMDIDDY 90. And yeah, definitely much pleasure, man. Much a pleasure. And, let's hope that this game does not end up being another one of those games that Darius end up rooting for the opposite quarterback. And
I don't know the quarterback. You don't got to worry about it.
Okay. I'm going to hold you to that. Because
You get your fancy playoff win, man.
Right.
Yeah,
You still gonna lose in fantasy. You know, outcome aside, you still gonna lose fantasy. That's all that really matters.
All right, we'll see.
all right, y'all. Well, first remember, like, subscribe on YouTube. Follow, like I said, live every Tuesday, with the exception of next 2 weeks. Next Tuesday is my girlfriend's birthday. That's no. Might do it on Monday next week, so just stay tuned. And we got there, I'll be out of town, so that'll be last game of the season. So I might record like it'll be some random day, like Saturday or something. But just stay tuned. You listen on any podcast platform, audio version, and like I said, continue to watch the video on YouTube. But this time, tighten up.
Tighten up.
I know, baby.